Lords and ladies, welcome back to MyStreet, 5 years later, with your host, Jacob Butter. Well met, lords and ladies, I appreciate that you have just watched one of these, but this is something I should announce before I start, that I think this is how I'm going to do this from now on, in the sense that, because there's so few premieres of 5 years later, I think what I'm going to do, until such a time as I have like more backlog of like other aphmau content to put up as premieres, or to have like some other premiere function, I'm just going to keep the 5 years later premieres on the same day, like an hour before the actual stream start. So that way it's still like dedicated 5 years a day and I still get the watch hours on YouTube. That's how I'm thinking of doing things, even though I know that I have a Wolf's Tale right now, which is, I haven't put that on YouTube yet, but has been streamed on here. So I don't know. But yeah, I appreciate that a few of you just come from that other one. And it's not quite a new background, it's just the fact that I realized that since I came down here to have dinner, and then both my parents went upstairs, and I realized, wait a minute, that's actually I'm quite comfortable down here. I'm just going to bring my stuff, and I'm just going to do the stream in this room that's further away from them, and just hope that the sound doesn't travel from here. We figured out that the room next door is the one that has the best sound isolation, but it also has the worst internet connection. So I'm doing a compromise right now for my own warmth and their convenience. That's how we're doing this right now. So yeah, still going to try not to shout or anything. It all depends on how Garroth goes about his confession. That being said, here's today's episode, Garroth's Confession. Without further ado, on with the review.
Did Tara forget her keys again? I'm coming! Luca!
Oh, she's brought coffee. Yep, instantly. Yep, already in her hand. Fantastic.
Well, someone's happy to see me.
Hey, this is the kind of thing where it's like, oh wow, she's happy to see people. And there's a good chance that Luca's going to immediately mention that and give her praise for it, which she's not going to want, but oh well.
You have no idea. Ever since break has been over, I've been looking for some social interaction.
What about your roommate?
She's out longer than the break. She'll be back in like the next 2 days, I think.
Why does that sound like an excuse to get the actress out of the out of here? I mean, maybe the actress was busy is what I'm trying to say, rather than, a vendetta. I didn't mean to make it sound like that.
Aw, so you were all by yourself.
Yeah?
Oh, you poor thing. No wonder your room looks like a landfill.
Huh?
Whoops. Good cinematography to keep that out of frame, by the way, but till now. Luca, aka Best Mum. Yes, Best Mum. By default, really, but yes, Best Mum.
Oh, yeah.
Did you do all this by yourself in 1 week?
Wasn't that what you just implied and said no wonder to? Why are you suddenly surprised?
Surprise!
You poor thing. You were playing video games all this time, weren't you?
I was also watching a lot of cat videos and learned a lot about memes.
Okay, stop.
You learned a lot about memes, did you? I can't wait to see how this breaks the time-space continuum.
Let's get this place all cleaned up and then we'll have our coffee.
What did you get me?
A pumpkin spice latte.
But they don't make those anymore.
I was about to say, this was, like, assuming this was recorded, this was uploaded, like, this is meant to be set in the same month it came out, surely that means that this is, like, well past pumpkin spice latte season.
They don't, but I do.
and I decided to put it in the same mugs that they have over there, implying that it's possibly secondhand. Either that or just took one from the coffee store. Which I guess, if you have enough trust that your customer's going to keep coming back anyway, why not let them, take a few mugs and just steal your recipes? I suppose. She's got enough of a problem as it is, so why not?
Now come on.
Hey, won't you pour me another? I'm going in. So wish me good luck.
I wonder if this is on aphmau music yet. Oh, if people don't know, there's a channel now called aphmau music, which is cataloging all of aphmau's music but also it's being labeled not as the tracks were originally, but as they appeared in the actual in the role plays themselves. Like you got Phoenix Drop High, soundtrack 1, name of the track, and you go and it goes like that, which is way easier. I'm so glad that someone is doing that, because that is amazing that that's being documented in the way, because up until now, sourcing aphmau's music really was something that I tried to do before, if I wanted a certain track for the Mutant Girl particularly, but now it's just way easier. So yeah, this is my shout out to the channel aphmau music. Go subscribe.
Yeah, gotta put on my favorite song. I need a boost. Let's turn up the love. No, it is way too late, but I just can't get my eyes off you. Maybe we will regret this.
I was actually trying to scrape off like the nachos from something like a cardboard box, like it's stuck to it. Yeesh.
But tomorrow is
Okay, no, the box had to go to. Fine.
another day, and I will do anything.
Ah, there. Now I can enjoy my coffee in a nice, clean environment.
It's probably gone cold by now, but sure, you do you.
Oh, so this was more for you, huh?
Yep. So,
Well, aphmau should be used to her mums doing things that are mostly for them under the guise of it being for her benefit, so fair enough.
tell me, anything new going on with ya?
No, not really.
Aph?
I'm serious, nothing's happened.
Yeah, she just went over the fact that she played video games and watched cat videos and learned all about memes. What more do you need? It's kind of like commenting with Aiden, where he'll ask me like a million times how I'm doing if there's like a void of silence while we're both working on something. Or if we can't think of something to say, then just repeat the same question again. It's like, well, I've already answered that, but here's more small talk. By the way, people don't know this, like in my private life, I am terrible at small talk. Most of the time, whenever I'm in a call with someone, I usually like to get straight to the point. Problem is I can't do that sometimes when it's late at night and I don't have my sound on because people have gone to bed. So that means that they tend to dominate the conversation, and sometimes I'm there being like, all right, let's get the regular pleasantries. That used to get me in trouble, incidentally. Sort of in trouble. It was kind of like unofficially in trouble. Once we moved away from Spain to stay in contact with my friends from Spain, before any of us got Skype or Discord. Well, actually, I had Skype, but before they got Skype or Discord or anything, we used to just talk on the phone because we have a plan where you can call like home phone numbers for free for calls that are less than an hour. So we just spend the time there, just like catching up, having a talk with them. But and then after I like hung up, I'd hang up. I get questions like, "Oh, so how's that called? How's this person's family doing? What are they studying now? What all this?" And I was like, "I don't know. We didn't talk about that. We talked about our plans the next time we play Minecraft together." Like, like that stuff. Like whatever, And then we got into the habit of being like, "Okay, right, let's get away for a say. How's your family first? Oh, my family's all right. Yeah, family's all right. Okay, fine. All right." So this Harry Potter thing, by the way, that's just how I like to interact with people. I mean, you'll have fun with it. It's fine. But yeah, sometimes, you do need to catch up with someone over. I understand the point of small talk. I'm just horrible at it, and I always have been.
Just me by myself. What about you?
Me?
Well, we did say last time that we'd talk about nothing but you, remember? Besides, you're always checking on me and how I'm doing, so...
Yeah, give us some more character insight into you, Luca, before we get retired as a character in like 4 episodes' time because the show's over.
It's just, you know me. If we get into a conversation like this, I'm just going to keep going on and on and on.
No, please do. We want to learn about you, honestly. The fans.
Then go on. I'm not stopping you. How was your break?
My break? Oh, it was wonderful. I went to go and spend time with my grandmama, and she's just a joy to be around. She's a fossil, but a beautiful one. Well preserved, if you ask me.
Aw, sounds like you love her a lot.
I do, and it was great to see her. I don't know. I kind of wish I got to go back home with Caitlin and meet her dad.
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. It's just...
Something wrong, Luca?
It's just... I've been seeing Caitlin for 2 years. This is the longest relationship I've ever had, and I love her, but she has a hard time opening up, and sometimes that can be suffocating.
Why don't you talk to her about this?
I have. It's just... Oh, look at me! I shouldn't be telling you these things.
Luca?
It's fine. It's just something we gotta work through. But if it doesn't change, then...
Okay, I'm back. Or am I? Testing. Hello.
17 to 16. Later that season, Gryffindor played against Hufflepuff, a match that Snape was refereeing, which the Gryffindor team wasn't too fond of, seeing as he was the head of Slytherin. George ended up getting frustrated with some of Snape's calls, and he hit a bludger at him. This penalty ended up not mattering, though, as Gryffindor's Star Seeker sped down and caught the snitch in what was record time, as the game only lasted 5 minutes, the final score being a wildly lopsided 180 to 20. Gryffindor's season looked so promising, and that Quidditch Cup was very near in view. However, unfortunately, Harry was unconscious in the hospital wing for 3 days, meaning he could not play in their third and final match for the Cup. Ravenclaw gave Gryffindor their worst defeat in 300 years, which brings us back to that stat from the first match I mentioned, the 1691 to 1692 season, finally being beaten out for the worst loss to date for Gryffindors. This of course meant that Gryffindor had their 6th straight season without getting the Quidditch Cup. Moving on to the 1992 to 1993 school year, things didn't start out great, as their practice time was taken over by the Slytherins due to them having to train their new seeker, Draco Malfoy. On top of that, the Slytherins now each had the fastest broom at the time, the Nimbus 2001, beating out even Harry's broom. They were so fast that when the twins went to spy on their practice, they reported back saying all they saw were green blurs. Gryffindor's first match of the season was against Slytherin, and things started off horribly, as the Slytherins were up 60 to nothing at one point. This was because Harry was being pursued by a rogue bludger that only went after him, meaning that Fred and George were too busy protecting Harry to do their job as beaters. The Slytherins took advantage, and it was just too much for Wood and the Chasers to handle without their beaters. Making things worse, Harry eventually got his arm broken by the rogue bludger. But despite all of that, Harry still caught the snitch and won the game for Gryffindor. After the match, Wood was once again very excited about the team, and he once again saw the Quidditch Cup in sight. He had the team practicing every single night after dinner. However, their match against Hufflepuff was unfortunately cancelled due to the attacks on Muggleborns that year. This meant that the season was over and cancelled, and Gryffindor had their 7th straight season with no Quidditch Cup. After failing to get the Quidditch Cup for 2 straight years with the same team, they had a 3rd year with the same roster, which rarely ever happens. This was Wood's final year, though, and he was determined to win that Quidditch Cup. Wood had them training 3 times a week before the season opener, where they would play Slytherin. However, after Slytherin saw the weather forecast for that match, they used Draco's hurt arm as an excuse to postpone their game, instead making Gryffindor open their season playing Hufflepuff. This infuriated the Gryffindor team, and more than anyone else, Wood, as
Boop, boop. Okay, I think I have it solved. Yeah, sorry, I completely forgot what I was saying before, so I guess here's the rest of the video.
Huh? See, I don't don't start talking about myself, because then I get to these sentimental places.
If it's uncomfortable for you to talk about, then don't worry about it.
And there's the fundamental difference between aphmau and Luca. Luca will constantly pry into aphmau when she's feeling down, and aphmau will just be like, if you're not comfortable, that's fine.
But Luca, if you do want to talk, I am here for you. The same way you're here for me.
Oh, how sweet. It never pays off again.
By the way, this latte is just great! Huh?
Hey,
I love it just to switch it to at hands, because only... I see, wait a minute, no, you... Oh, yeah. Yeah, required to switch the hands there so that this shot could be composed. I guess otherwise you have to do it for the other side, which means that the text would be obscured by aphmau's face. Okay, fair enough.
yeah. I hope you had an awesome break. I'm back on campus now. I was wondering if you were too. If so, would you want to hang out today?
To quote Piccolo in DBZA, social activity!
That's right. Garth had texted me before asking to hang.
Ooh, who's Garroth?
Okay, so is this confirming that aphmau actually says this stuff like out loud to herself? Like I thought it was like maybe just like a narrative device, like she only does that when there's no one around. But no, I guess she just talks out loud all the time when people are near her. Fair enough.
Oh no.
Is he your friend?
Yeah, he's a friend I've known for a long time. Like, since we were kids-ish.
Oh, that's kind of cute. Are you interested in...
Please, Luca, it's not like that at all. A relationship right now is the last thing I need.
I mean, he did ask you on a date, but sure.
True.
He's asking me to hang out, and I told him I would before.
Well, hun, you do your thing, okay? I'm just glad I at least got to clean your room.
But I thought we were hanging.
I just got to clear your room. Yeah, that's the benefits, of course.
I hang with you all the time. But I just
Off
finished
screen.
my coffee and could use another.
I mean, I've said before, I don't mind if guys just hang out off screen and I only hear about it. That's fine. You know, not to see everything. It's like with aphmau and Aaron, but yeah.
If plans fall through with this guy, just call me. I'll be around, okay?
Okay.
Ta-ta!
Hey, Gareth. Yeah, I am on campus right now, and I'd love to hang.
Awesome! What say we meet at your dorm?
My dorm? As long as you promise not to break my door again.
Did you ever get that fixed, by the way?
Maybe. See you soon, okay?
Okay.
I guess we know that aphmau didn't send in the bill after all.
Hey,
I've gotta get ready.
today is the day. Today is the day you're going to tell her how you really feel. No turning back and no chickening out. I want aphmau to know how I truly feel about her.
Today is the day I make our confession. After the wholesome hangout session. I haven't got my wand. It's a torch.
aphmau? aphmau!
Gareth? Hey, Gareth.
Hey, aphmau! You look great. Just do it!
Yeah, don't let your dreams be dreams.
You know, the door was open. You could have just come in.
I didn't want
Well, yeah, but that's rude, isn't it? Like, what? They just barge into someone's room without
to
knocking.
take any chances.
I see. Afraid to open doors now?
Don't be ridiculous.
Relax. So, what do you want to do today?
I was thinking. Do it! We could get something to eat.
Oh, thank Irene. I forgot to eat breakfast.
I will say, I do understand, like, you know, Garroth holding out right now because, I mean, you know, the best way to get aphmau into even better mood, you know, hang out with her for a bit first and also treat her to food. Why not? Perfect timing.
I'm just rolling around with coffee in my belly.
How can you forget breakfast? It's the most important meal of the day. I've had it twice already.
I'm jealous.
What about second breakfast? Yeah.
You want to go eat?
I'm a growing boy. Man! A boy man. So, how was your...
Yeah, man-child would be the appropriate thing for you, Garroth. But yes, you are.
break?
Meh.
I see. Well, you could tell me all about it over lunch. You ready to go?
Lead the way.
What was that, Garroth? Why didn't you say anything to her?
Why didn't you say anything to this invited hangout session before you hung out and had the session? Again, it's fine to do it like immediately, but also that would make the rest of the time together really awkward if it didn't pan out. So it is best to either save that stuff for the end or possibly the middle.
Maybe because she was standing in the doorway and she looked really cute and... No! Stop thinking about it and just tell her!
Well, she's gonna keep looking cute the whole time. That's at least, I'm sure you're gonna think the same way.
But I don't want to disturb her
Is she eating soup with her hands?
eating. What are you, chicken?
I'm sorry, I believe what you meant to say was chip, 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 chip.
Shut up, other me! Ugh, just tell her already!
This is like a slightly worse version of the joke from Sword Art Online, abridged, where both Kirito and Asuna have their left brain and right brains arguing in the middle of the scene, except there's a full-on shouting match there.
aphmau.
Yes?
Oh no, he's becoming his dad. He's distracting himself with food.
I really like you!
Huh?
Attractive, yes, of course. I too shove my mouth with my food into my mouth before I speak and make a huge confession. Yes.
What did you say?
Even I couldn't tell what he said there. I heard that I really like you, Pop, but what was the rest of it?
I said, I really like this food! Yup!
Okay.
What on earth is that?
You're a silly man.
So, your break was really that boring?
Sort of. I just had fun being on the internet. But hey, you're breaking a ski lodge? Sounds awesome.
I should have invited her, darn it!
Actually, yeah. He's right. That would have actually been made for a really good episode because, it's not like Ziana would say no in this instance. And we also get to interact with Zane, have a cameo from Vlad potentially, if they're all there. Garte as well, but, Garte's Garte. Yeah, I've that been a great opportunity for all these things. Yeah, shame on you, Garroth. You robbed us of a great episode.
It would have been so romantic!
As well as that. Exactly. See, you get it now.
What?
Wait, did I say that last thing aloud?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hey! We should get going.
Are you okay?
I'm fine, I just, need some fresh air. My head is a bit fuzzy.
Then I have an idea.
Ah, yes. That's the best thing to do right after you fill up your stomach. Thoughts?
Wow, that was incredible. You were like a majestic seal.
remember how I used to say that every now and then there'd just be a line in an aphmau video that takes you completely off guard, and you forget as like how like that Jess is like really good at writing like hilarious lines that come out of nowhere. That's one of them.
Why, thank you. Want to 1v1 me?
Are you sure you're ready for this?
Probably, because Lawrence was the soccer team captain, not you. You were baseball, so I'd say she's got a fair chance.
Oh yeah, I can take you on.
Fine, let's go.
In fact, she's already taken him on at this point. In Phoenix Job High Season 1, there was a whole episode about it. Then again, I guess Zane kind of, put a stop to things really after he got, like, whacked in the face by her, but whatever. Okay, this is way better than, like, you can tell now they've worked out how to use the models, which makes me realize that there could have been a really good, soccer-themed series or something out of this. Like, imagine if Phoenix Drop Days was about Kiori working on this, trying to join the soccer team, which of course would have then tied in with, Lawrence and potentially also aphmau, if she was ever around, like, for that stuff. I don't know. Could have happened. I mean, the track stuff isn't bad, don't get me wrong. It's just that, this is a constant theme, so using that here. I would also say that if you have the mechanics now, it's a shame you've got them only at this point and not when Antonio was relevant, but, again. I think it is just, like, stuck to her foot, honestly, but still, that's an improvement on just having the still images and just having to kick the ball and, like, control the model and like, simulate movement with, like, clever angles. It does make a difference, even if we are still holding on one shot right now.
What the?
You haven't advanced a centimeter. Don't laugh so much right now.
How are you so agile?
I don't know. Practice?
I mean, to be honest, that's also Messi's advantage. He's super short and super fast. That's like part of his skill set. Obviously, being Messi just kind of helps with that, but that it's an element. aphmau is the Messi of MyStreet.
Here, catch!
This game is so dumb!
Honestly, Garroth, maybe you should be a goalkeeper. Again, you've got the reflexes for it, and you defaulted to using your hands. And you cleared it away. Yes, I'd say that. Garroth should have been a goalkeeper on Lawrence's soccer team.
Whoa.
Whoops. Sorry?
You're not supposed to use your hands, right?
Unless you're a goalkeeper. Make him go in goal.
I forgot. Plus, you just got lucky. You're only good at this game because it's your thing. If we were playing
Yeah, you're only good at this game because you're good at this game. Yeah, 10 out of 10, Garroth. Nice logic there.
my game, you wouldn't stand a chance.
I'll take you on, though.
Oh, really?
Really?
How? His game's baseball. What are you going to... like? Oh, I guess you can 1v1 in baseball. It's just more difficult.
What the?
Strike three! You're out.
Oh, I thought there was only 2 there. I missed the third.
I
the
call
second one.
hacks! How am I supposed to hit that tiny ball with this bat?
Hand-eye coordination.
One more time. Come on.
You know what else requires hand-eye coordination? Being a goalkeeper.
Here, one more time.
Let me see that ball.
Wow.
Reach for it!
Not fair.
My goodness, every time. I noticed that you didn't actually show the hand going up until you get a shot where it was kind of like obscured by Garroth. I see what you did there. I see.
Garroth, Now is your chance. Tell her!
Yeah, tell her why you're tormenting her. This is where I'd say, again, not exactly the exact moment. This is a good place, but maybe not the exact time.
Haha, let me see this.
aphmau.
Hmm?
I really...
There you go. Now you've got tormenting her.
I really like you!
Boom.
I've been trying to tell you ever since I saw you for the first time on campus.
Ever since I saw you, it's like, wow, she's had a glow up of the summer.
The feelings I've had for you since high school, they haven't left me.
This is a nice music change again. I want to hear this in aphmau music sometime.
I wanted to see if you and I could try to be something together. I understand I've done some horrible things to you, but...
Garroth, what do you like about me?
I mean, you've done a horrible thing to her, really.
Huh?
What do you like about me, Garroth?
I like your mind and body. Wait, that wasn't what I meant to say.
Garroth, this hurts because I don't want to turn you down.
Yeah, the fans are gonna be disappointed about that sometimes because this happened so many times at this point. Yeah, the whole what do you like about me? That's always a loaded question. No, it's not a question as what do you know about me? That's a whole other major one. But yeah, definitely. That's like a good medium, I guess, to say what do you like about me to somebody. At the same time, if it kind of hurts and like not to turn someone down, don't try and catch them out so much because sometimes people just don't have an answer to that kind of question. That's one of the things that is always like hard to find is feelings. I mean, you can rationalize as much as you want, and trust me, I do when I experience those feelings. I do it all the time, but not everyone does that. Especially not a resident himbo here, so, cut him some slack, aphmau.
I want you to be happy, and I still want to be friends.
Yeah, there's your answer, really.
Garroth, I need to tell you the truth. I'm not ready for a relationship right now.
You aren't?
No, I'm not.
When will you be?
I don't know, Garroth.
That's another loaded question. When will you be? Again, not so you can quantify. Yeah, quantify. I don't know.
Perhaps when I find the right person.
Ouch. Okay. All right, then.
I'm not saying that you're not the right person.
That's a relief, because it sounded like you were.
What I'm saying is that finding the right person takes time for some people. For me, that's true.
I understand.
Yeah, I'd take about, give or take 10 years. Yeah, that's about right.
I get if you don't want to be friends after this, but...
No, it's my fault for bringing this to you so suddenly.
No, it's not. If anything, it's mine for letting my heart close.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
Letting my heart close. Wow.
Well, aphmau, I wanted to thank you for a great day.
That's probably the most emo line that aphmau's ever said. I let my heart close. You just don't get it.
Same. I had a lot of fun.
This is what I was kind of afraid was going to happen, that they would feel awkward of each other, like after this, like at the end of the day. So that's like if Garroth had actually confessed beforehand, that would have translated across for the entire episode. So he did the right thing in the end. In fact, he did such a good example of the right thing that he gets my Levi drink for today.
Why do I feel like a horrible person?
Because that's just how rejection feels sometimes, or feels to do. I think we're back to Final Fantasy types of tracks. Does that mean you're playing the game now? Heck yeah! Predictions!
Hey, Shu. What's bothering you?
Huh?
Of course he had to show up. Get out this episode, Aaron. You don't need to be here.
You only come here when you're thinking.
I'm fishing.
While sitting?
Ugh.
Is that not a thing you do? Do you not sit and fish? Is that not part of the mechanic of the game?
I just feel like a horrible person right now.
Why?
Because a friend of mine asked me to do something I wasn't comfortable with, or rather wasn't ready for.
Really? Well, what was it?
I don't want him to worry. I'd rather not say.
Okay, now he's going to worry because, like, asking to be in a relationship with you, that's not a worrying thing. Because it's a friend and they got resolved. But saying I would rather, not say, that's going to make him worry more because then the uncertainty is going to make him imagine that something is so bad that you can't say it to him, which it isn't.
I get it. So, what did you do?
I rejected him and I told him I just wasn't ready yet. And that was it. He just left.
Ugh.
What do you mean he just left? You both he said thank you for a lovely day, and then you said I thank you too, and then you were like, you said goodbye to each other. That's not just leaving. You both seem to think that was like the end of the hangout session. Why is that not the case anymore?
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, at least you had the courage to speak your mind, you know? Sometimes you gotta do what's best for you.
Yeah, take your own advice there with Jenny, which I imagine is what's going to happen because I'm pretty sure the next episode is called The Breakup or something.
Right?
Yeah.
In fact, let me check that.
Yeah, you're right.
Ah, yes. The amazing... Oh, I see now why it's weird, because you're sitting down inside the water. I didn't quite clock that first time. Whoops, that was not supposed to have volume. And it still has volume, great. There's even a short that I closed on. Why is that even... I have no idea. Okay. Right, anyway, moving on.
Hey, do you wanna get coffee or something tomorrow?
Yeah, I'd like to just hang out. That's all we'll be doing, right?
Absolutely.
Then I'm in.
Awesome.
Hey, FC,
Yeah?
I missed you.
Give me one more time. Give me one more time. Give me one more time.
Okay. Oh, I just like the torch in my face. That's a bad idea. Okay. So I think we can mostly agree that that scene did not need to exist. Quite honestly, I think if we just ended off with Garroth walking away and aphmau saying her line of why do I feel like I'm such a horrible person, and then we did the pan off into the sky from the football field itself, that would probably have been that would have been a very powerful ending. Yet all we needed in this episode really were, Luca at the beginning and then Garroth. I mean, truth be told, all we needed really was Garroth, but I give Luca a leeway because, again, like I said before, I wanted to hear more about her character. But yeah, with but in the case of Garroth, I guess, like, in relation to what I was saying with Luca before about like how Falcon University doesn't really give a conclusion to a lot of the things that it starts, that to me feels like Gar's conclusion. I mean, I will obviously, withhold judgment on that because I don't know for certain because there's still 4 more episodes to get through of this series. But we shall see, basically. We shall find out. So, yeah, I'm quite happy with this one. I've just been talking about like, you know, the different like the different seasons of MyStreet, particularly with Maya, and you know how essentially the way that she judges them is that however they end seems to really impact the overall appeal to them. Because when I asked why she doesn't like season 3, the answer was well, part of it was Ivan, but the main thing was really the breakup episode between aphmau and Aaron and how that whole thing went down. In fact, I think the reason she mentioned Ivan is because he was responsible for that whole maid cafe thing, from what I remember. So, yeah, like that's. So again, it was all related to that one thing. It seems like the conclusion, like and how, and the ending can retroactively ruin the series, and I think that's what's happening with Falcon Claw for a lot of people, like Aiden, for example, because we individually enjoy a lot of these episodes, but both of us now have brought up several things that have come back. You know, like Luca's exasperation at Caitlin for not being able to meet her family or not opening up in the relationship, and then also sorry, I just realized something. Yeah, something just clicked in my mind. And I okay, yeah, sorry, that was it just caught me off guard talking about Luke and having that. Okay, so yeah, I've got to say now. Yeah, back to this. In this episode, at least, even though Garroth is not one of the new characters, he at least still gets to process the feelings, and then still gets to say that he gave it his all, and that really should be it. And then, of course, we have that last scene, because of course, in an episode all about Garmau, we have to have Aaron come and butt in at the end. And I know that I try to distance myself from the whole Garmau, Armau, and Lamau's one that comes up debate. And yeah, that's. But if you think about it, if you have been a frustrated Garmau shipper for years, having an episode dedicated entirely to Garroth in this instance, or mainly, apart from the Luca part, that would have at least been something. And the reason I brought up the other seasons of MyStreet, now I'm remembering what I was saying before I had my breakthrough thought about Luca, was that I, of course, judge the seasons a bit differently. I judge them on how much I, enjoy the overall season. Which is why, even though season 2 has one of my favorite conclusions of a season, it's still my least favorite overall. And season 4 is kind of similar. The conclusion, the last 5 episodes are all spectacular. As I mentioned, the 7 that came before that, or the 8 that came before that, rather, not so much. That's but that happens sometimes. Oh, no, it wasn't 8 that came before. There was 12 that came before. My goodness. Yeah, that season was. Yeah, I can't even remember now. Which is, again, the point. But with Falcon Claw, I've had a lot of fun with this one, particularly. So I could never say there was a failure to me. I would love if it had more conclusions, but honestly, I'd love if it had more content in general. I think a lot of the aphmau seasons that people have the most negative things to say about are ones that ended too soon, the ones that didn't go far enough. And that was it. And now my battery saver's on, so I have to conclude this speech. But yeah, Garmo Lomo stuff, yeah. It's like we get the fact that Aaron and aphmau are endgame. We always have, in fact, we've known that for years at this point, because, you know, the end of season 1 was 2016. We know by this point, by, 5 years ago, 2018, that was what's going to happen. We don't need to have Aaron be the one who's like always on the superior level to Garroth. In fact, in this series, he really isn't, because he doesn't take his own advice here yet. And I just checked, the breakup's episode 29, not 27. So yeah, I enjoyed the episode because it harkens back to some of the stuff I like about the original series. That it just has nice, almost filler episodes, not quite, but just like two characters exist and have a fun time together. Something I wish I could do with Gacha, but I just never have time to do so. But yeah, maybe that's why the beach episode of Mutant Girls is one of my favorite episodes that I've done. I don't know. Sorry, I'm trying to rush. I don't want to run out of battery all of a sudden. So I'm just going to say when the next episode is. Next episode is Xavier's plan, the thing that most people said did ruin the series towards the end. We're going to finally get to see what it was, even though the episode after that started to expose the Ultima, even though Xavier's plan is to expose the Ultima. So I guess we're going to have a whole episode dedicated to the mystery of Xavier's plan. They have to be in the episode then after that. I have no idea. But I guess we'll find out. We'll find out on the 27th. Same time, same place, 5 years later. Please leave a like or discuss your video message kind of already, and not that until the time, farewell.